I'm just honestly a kid from California, now living in North Dakota, that's living my dream. Who is Sam Smith? Me, this guy. Who am I? I'm a kid from California, just like I said in the intro. I'm a kid from California that loves motorsports, loves racing, loves, the U.S., and just loves having a good time. If I'm at the track, you can catch me either doing a driver's interview, dancing on the starting line, and just having a good time, because we only live once, and that's the way to do it. Where did I come from? Grew up in San Diego, California, have family in Texas and Louisiana. What do I like to do on my free time? If I'm not at the racetrack, I'm probably out hunting or fishing with a bow or a rifle, chasing deer, moose, elk, somewhere in North Dakota, or pheasant hunting. If I'm not doing that during the winter, I am at the hockey rink, reffing ice hockey. It's another thing that I love to do. And if I'm not doing that and it's nice out, I'm probably in the backyard barbecuing some meat. Just like a few things that I really enjoy doing. Yeah, family restaurant in LA. So I grew up around food. I grew up around helping cater. So I just like to eat. I know you may be not able to see that, but I love to eat. I could probably hang with the best of them. So that's what I like to do outside of the track. What are some things that you don't know? If you would have told me 20 years ago I'd be doing this, probably would have laughed at you. My mindset was sports and sports only. I wanted to make it big. I grew up with a cousin who played professional football. My brother played college football. I grew up around, Reggie Bush. I grew up with his little brother, played football against his little brother, played football against Tony Jefferson, Kenny Stills, Levine Tololo, guys that play in the NFL now. Grew up, had a really good friend who played basketball, who's best friends with Kawhi Leonard. So watching him in the high school ranks, then go to San Diego State, stories of, getting Kawhi Leonard into my Acura Integra and driving a Walmart with two 6-foot-tall basketball players, over 6-foot-tall basketball players in the little Acura Integra. So, different things like that are the opportunities that I had. So, having a camera wasn't, I guess, the popular thing to do, but it was something that I've always enjoyed. I've always, enjoyed taking pictures and capturing those moments and being a storyteller, telling people stories of how they got to where they are now or what they're doing to continue to do that. So that's one thing that's really, I guess, different, because if you go back and ask any teacher of mine or anything like that, they would told you, no, Sam cared about sports and that's it. Another thing that a lot of people don't know about me is I was in the Army, served, but I didn't do it for myself. I did it for the people who didn't make it back home, the people that can't tell their stories or, are suffering from a lot more. And during that time, I met a really good friend of mine, Clint Romoshek, who after the military, we both worked in the oil field together here in North Dakota, and worked with each other day in and day out. And I saw from, before he was awarded the medal until now, and how different things are. And the reason why I don't talk about my service is because there's people like him that are living. There's not that many Medal of Honor recipients that are alive. So I think we should be telling the stories of, people like himself and others more than what I did. And that's just kind of, how I believe. I don't come out and tell people, oh yeah, I'm a U.S. citizen that loves our country, that loves going hunting, fishing, and was in the military. No, that, you know, that's not me, but that's who I am. Like, I don't like to come out and describe myself as that guy, but that's just honestly who I am. And I mean, I just want to continue to live the legacy that has been, you know, put on the racing industry. I mean, we have some great people that I idolize. You know, I've named those other names, and those are people that I don't get starstruck by. But when I'm around the guys like Wes Buck, the Erica Enders, the Richard Freemans, the Bobby Bennett's, the Al Tucci's of this sport, those are the people that I idolize and look up to, simply because we share the same passions and this way that they tell their story and their enthusiasm of what drag racing is and what motorsports is involved to is really what I look up to. I mean, there's nothing better than waking up on a Friday morning and knowing that you're going to be at the racetrack all day. I mean, to some people that sounds boring, but to me, that's living life. To hear, you know, thousands of horsepower going down the track and burnouts and the smell of the smoke, and then you have a guy like Al Tucci on the mic with the beautiful smoky burnout. Like, that right there, like, if you could see it, the hair on my arm stands up, because those are the things that I love to do, and that's just what keeps drawing me into this sport, what keeps me coming back, and wanting to, you know, have my future involved with this sport. Like I said before, I'm just a kid from California, living my best, you know, living my best life, as they say, living my dream. I love hunting, fishing, shooting guns, barbecuing, drag racing, and I just love everything about it. So I guess that's a little look inside of who Sam Smith, who Outlaw Performance ENT, and who, to the media guys, who number 6 is.